Hey, what's going on, guys? Gonna do a book review. This is on the Star Wars Archives. This book has been out for a while. At least the bigger version of this has been out for a while. This version just recently came out. I'm not exactly sure how long it's been out. Maybe a few weeks, maybe a couple months. I don't know. The other version, which is considerably bigger, and I don't have it. It has been out for several years, actually, and a used copy you're looking at right now about $200. 180 if you're doing good. 200 is probably the most likely price you're going to find. This one that just came out, I got for $18, brand new. $18. Supposedly, it's the same book, I think. I mean, it's certainly thick. It's actually less pages than the big one, but I can only imagine that a lot of the images on the inside of this, on the big one, are really big. You know, like they're full page or 2-page spreads, and the text is far smaller and, you know, more like caption, you know. Anyways, I really do think because of this price and this smaller format, it is absolutely worth getting. $200, I'm kind of like, I don't know about that one. I think I might let that one go, because I would say this is not the best reference for prop building. And that's kind of like my main objective with a lot of my books that I buy is how good are the photos in here? Are they big? Are they of something that I might build? You know, judging it from that perspective, I would say specifically this version is probably not the best because the photos are big, but even the subject matter on the inside for a lot of the photos is not necessarily things you would build. And those photos are smaller because this is a smaller format book, of course. But the content, what little I have read, is actually really good. It's kind of like an interview format. A lot of it is the author, Paul Duncan, and he is interviewing George Lucas, and he's interviewing several, Ben Burt, anybody that was involved. You know, it's kind of a question-answer format. And in what I have read, I do like it. And I do like that it's got like a lot of like extra stuff, like, you know, storyboards and concept artwork and different stuff like that. So that actually is, you know, kind of one of my weak spots is concept art. I really love concept art. I really love storyboards. And so that's really cool to see included in this book. So let me give you guys a quick flip through on this book. And I'll just kind of give you a few examples. There's some things I feel like there's one spot specifically that I'm going to show you that did not line up and I thought was really weird. And I think it might be because they've shortened this book, and I could be wrong. It could just be that the conversation wrapped back around to it, and but it doesn't line up with the pictures. Like the text does not, what they're talking about does not match what's in the photos. But 20 pages later, those photos are there. I'll point it out. It's the only place I've noticed so far, but there probably could be others. So anyways, let's look. All right, there it is. There's the cover. There's the spine. There's the back. This does come with a weird little fold-out thing that you can use to cover that end, which I thought was interesting. I just tuck it in the back here and not worry about it anymore. I do really like this as an insert, like the inside the cover here. That's pretty sweet. I'm just doing a quick flip through, and then I'm going to point out and find a few different examples of what I was talking about that I think are worth noting in here. But it's got, you know, everything from like the very first, you know, concepts, you know, up into, you know, the end, you know, where they wrap on the film and they kind of talk about, you know, some of the processes and things like that. But, you know, they got pages of script in here, storyboard, concept art, you know, poster artwork. But as you can see, this is kind of small. You know, there's a lot of photos in here that are like that. You know, like, you know, it's a good photo, but it's small. And there's not really any prop material that you can see close enough to make anything out, any detail out. But that doesn't mean there isn't some that, like, this one's pretty good. You know, and this stuff like, you know, the top of the X-Wing control stick is pretty cool. That's the standard one. I feel like the stunt, if you will, or the one that gets used all the time, not the one that I discovered the calculator part on. Not to brag or anything. But yeah, I mean, it's got some cool stuff. Cool action shot there, them making some explosions on the Death Star surface. You know, awesome facial expressions by Mark Hamill there. He's like, I'm gonna get you. I love storyboards. Like, I don't know what it is, but I just think that stuff is like so cool. And I love concept art like this Boba Fett, you know, after the Millennium Falcon concept art. Or is that supposed to be a TIE fighter? Oh, it is just a TIE fighter. It kind of looks like Boba Fett to me, but it's I guess just a TIE fighter. It makes sense because that's the Death Star, right? Yeah. But, you know, there are some shots, you know, here's like the shared stunt, you know, and a few photos with Alec Guinness. Unfortunately, way too small, of course, like all the photos we have. But I've yet to read this book and all the way through. I've only read, like, you know, little bits and pieces of things that I was like particularly interested in. This is a shot I always thought was really cool. This, you know, looking down on the docking bay, and, you know, that's what it looks like in the shot, like in the movie, but that's what it actually was, and they used matte paintings to fill in the rest of it. It's pretty amazing, But yeah, overall, a really cool reference, you know, for just reading and learning about Star Wars. I mean, I imagine that would be a massive photo on the bigger format of the book. Okay, so this is the inconsistency part that I found. Just one that I happen to notice. This storyboard is SB18. And this shot right here is SB19, which is no big deal. But we flip 20 pages past, and they're talking about SB19 here, which happens to be like the most complex shot in Return of the Jedi, which is the most complex, you know, special effects shot in all of the original trilogy movies. So it was a weird thing that caught my eye. I'm like, wait a minute, like, here's SB18. This is the SB19 shot. And then they're talking about it 20 pages later, like page 470 to 492. So I don't know if somebody has the larger version of the book, if they could see and confirm that for me and see if it does match up or not. That would be awfully cool, somebody. Anyway, yeah, I just want to give kind of a look through and kind of give you guys some expectations on, you know, the types of things you're going to find in here. So far, I'm really happy with the purchase, especially since it's only $18. I mean, that's a price that is hard to beat. All right, so I definitely think you should at least pick this book up, this version anyway. For $18, $19, it's a no-brainer. It's 500 some pages. It's thick, you know. Honestly, I feel like it's a steal. If you can get the bigger version and you're okay with spending that kind of money and not using it as like prop reference, because it just doesn't have a ton of like really good high close-up photos, you know, $200 is a lot to spend for a book, you know, like that. I would, if I was going to spend $200 on a book or something that expensive, I would get the Star Wars costumes book. I would get the Chronicles book. Both of those before, because you can get both of those for under $100 often. I paid $30 for each of them. You know, I just was patient and I looked and waited and I was able to, you know, snatch them up. And they are great references. They are both big, and what I like about the costumes one is it's focused just on costumes. And there are a few props in there because they're part of the costumes. But Chronicles is kind of a bit of a mess, but it's just so big and it covers so much. It's hard to knock that. Anyways, there will be a link in the description. It is an affiliate link. I do get pennies if you click on it and buy this book. So I would appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. So feel a little cheesy hawking stuff. But anyway, yeah, definitely pick up this book. It's really cool, especially with this new format, which I think is they did to match they're doing all their books like this size. I don't know if they're doing both a big size and a small size, but I've noticed that there's a bunch of their books that are these by Taschen or Taken, whoever the publisher is down there. A lot of their books have this size format. So I don't know if all of them have that big one. Anyways, if you have any questions or anything, hit me up in the comments. Hit me up on the RPF. You can hit me up on Facebook, although lately for some reason I don't get notifications, and there seems to be a weird delay on getting any messages, like anywhere between 30 minutes and 12 hours. I'm waiting to get messages on Facebook right now. Yeah, so that's gonna be it. Got some more cool stuff coming. I got more book reviews coming. I don't even know that I've been through half of my books. Got some really exciting stuff coming up. So, see you guys in the next video.